Hi everyone, I'm Irina and welcome to episode 2 of Stories with the Shepherdess. I thought for our Flock Talk segment this episode, I could just show you a few little clips that I picked up while I was working around the farm throughout the last month. I also have a fun, not kind of funny clip of the Great Sheep Adventure of 2018, and I'll show you our first clip about feeding time, and then I'll give you a quick overview of the Great Sheep Adventure of 2018, and I'll play you that clip as well. It was quite funny. Alright, so here's a clip about feeding time.
Hi, Penny. Oh, you got push. Oh, sorry, girlfriend. Push. Hi, who's ready for morning food time? Care Bear, come on, sweetie. Okay, well, good. There's just enough snow that the sled for hay is still pulling easily. Hi, girlfriend. How are you? Hi, come on. Okay, you guys know that dog gets fed first. Hi, how are you, sweetie? Come on. Can you please get out of the feed bucket? Thank you. Here, we're going to give you a little bit more over here. There you go, dot girl. It's a good girl. All right, guys. Come on, we're going to go this way. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Hi, guys. Got a little bit of food in there. A little bit of food in there. I know, princess, I know. A little bit more food in there. Hi, old girl. Got all the ladies having a lunch. Or a breakfast, I should say. And we've got Sweet Cypress and Little Dot having their morning breakfast together. Isn't that right, sweet girl and lad?
So for the Great Sheep Adventure, one of the ladies that works at our shop gave us a call while Jerry and I were out and about doing errands, and she said, your neighbor just called and said the sheep are stuck on the ice. And we were just like, oh my goodness, do you mean stuck or do you mean actually stuck? Like cannot move, frozen to the ice, because it was after we had the massive snows and then we got a massive amount of rain, and we live at the bottom of like a valley, and so we are at the bottom of that bottom. Therefore, all of the rainwater comes into our pasture, so it was an ice rink. I will admittedly say it was an ice rink. So luckily we got there, and well, you'll be able to see in this clip. So enjoy, laugh a little bit. I want everybody to know that no sheep were harmed, all sheep were awesome. The two girls that were just in such a little funny predicament are well and good and bouncing around and still causing as much trouble, especially now that they've just turned 3 years old. So here's your clip.
We got a call from our neighbors that these two girls were stuck on the ice. Now we thought that meant that they were frozen to the ground, because even though, you know, they're Leicesters, so they're not the brightest batch. No, the sweet girls were just a bit too afraid to move. So Mommy's coming to save you. Now Prim and Vi, my sweet little twins, why are you so scared? This is no different than the other day. Sissy's gonna get food and she's gonna fix it. Oh, girls, you could walk on this. Okay, say hold on, ma'am. Look at how long they've been here. Look at all this poo and pee. Girls, you've melted yourself a path at this point. All right, Mommy's coming to fix it. Hold on. Hold on, ladies. It's up to the rest of the very smart ones staying on the hay. Oh my goodness. The things you do. Oh, Care Bear. Oh, Care Bear. Hi, sweet lad. Hey, Purse. You know, it's kind of all good stuff. Maybe I'll grab some of this. Oh. Malton, what are you doing? Alright, we're making your sisters a path. No, ladies, you're not meant to be. Hold on, girls. Mommy's here to save the day. I You gotta do everything around this place. Come on. I'll make you a nice path. Good girl. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Come on, sweeties. Come on. We're gonna lay some down here so that you can walk safely. Good girls. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Come on. Here, let me kick in some spaces for you. Gotta kick in some spaces. They say, oh, that's all we wanted was some hay. Come on, girls. Come on, can you move a little bit closer? Come on. It's okay. Nobody's stuck any longer. There's little Vi. She says, man, life's good. I'm gonna brave the ice again to get the hay over in the Shetland pen, just like Cherry Blossom's done. At least she wasn't one of the ones that was stuck. She made it across the ice, but yeah, definitely looking forward to that 50 degrees tomorrow to melt all of this. Much rather have a swampy bog than an ice rink. But these little like yak track things are a farmer's best friend, that's for sure. Alright everybody, signing off to go finish farm chores. And, oh, Cypress, be nice. To finish farm chores and head to our weekend fiber arts retreat safely and securely.
So I hope you enjoyed those clips. I'm looking forward to incorporating more of those videos into our Flock Talk segments. I just think that it'll help you connect better, and for those of you that don't follow me on Instagram, it helps kind of bridge that gap between farmer and knitter or crafter. So next up I want to do what's on my needles. I kind of have only one thing. It's a work in progress / not work in progress. I've been using it as a finished object, so it kind of counts, but I still have to do the neckband, as you'll see. So my first finished object / what's on my needles, because it is unfinished still, is the Sea Pullover by Carrie Hogue. See, it's got that traditional Carrie Hogue slope. It is out of Wendy 5-ply sport weight yarn held double to create an Aran weight on size 5 needles. It's an incredibly dense, incredibly itchy jumper, but I'm making it as a farm jumper. So as you can see, I've been wearing it, so there's flecks of hay all over it, and I actually just found a little bit of fiber fuzz on the back of it. So yeah, it's really lovely. It's a very tough wearing fabric, but my goal was, I was so sick and tired of getting to the farm and it's raining and I only have a cotton sweatshirt on, and then by the time I'm finished with chores, I am soaking wet and the cotton's not drying because it just absorbs everything, whereas wool is going to repel the water. So I thought, why not make something that would repel the water? So this is my sweatshirt. As you can see, it is not finished up around the neck. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments about what you would do. I'm right now thinking leaving about an inch for a 2x2 rib. Carrie Hogue originally makes it's like 4.5. It goes up partially around the neck, almost like a cowl neck, or almost like a turtleneck, I should say, but not quite. So it's incredibly rough. It's an incredibly rough fiber, and I don't feel comfortable having that like up against my neck because there's no ease to it. It sits right up against. So I was thinking about like an inch and a half of 2x2 rib just to finish it off. It's not really like it needs it. It's just more to make it look like a finished garment, not like I just kind of cast off. So if you would like, leave your comments below. I probably won't actually be finishing the neck until I'm done with this farming season, where we're going to get a lot of rain and it's going to still be chilly, but it is quite lovely. And the best thing is I am currently destashing, so this got rid of 10 skeins of yarn in one foul swoop because I needed to hold 2 strands together, and so it was awesome. It took up that whole bag of 10 and now I have no more of this yarn. So it was a lot of fun to make. You can actually see these lines here. I knit, my gauge changes all the time, so I actually knit my sleeves top down 2 at a time, but I provisional cast on at the top. I knit the sleeves, and then I picked up my sleeves, knit a relief row, and then Kitchener stitched then that little section. So it's not perfect, so my gauge is a titch different from the Kitchener and provisional cast on, but honestly, if the sheep are going to be telling me about how my Kitchener stitch is a bit uneven, I think they shouldn't be looking so closely at my jumper, right? You know, so yeah, but I really like it. It's going to be fabulous for the upcoming rainy season. And like I said, it's an incredibly hard-wearing object. I've already been wearing it, so it's kind of like a work in progress, not work in progress in terms of knitting. I am also working on some spinning. That was a lot of fun. I am currently spinning for a shore cardigan by Carrie Hogue again. She's got some really great patterns, so I just seem to be running through them. I've already made one of her lilas, which I was wearing in the prior episode of Stories with the Shepherdess. So I am using some Cotswold roving from a very old ewe that we had, Surrey. She was our surprise lamb, and so I'm spinning up the last of her fiber that we have. So I'm very excited to make it. I'm hoping that I have enough. It's a beautiful, beautiful, like very deep gray, and I'm excited to get swatching, and then I will have a video specifically for the shore cardigan pattern once I'm done with everything, because I've got a few fun extras that I'm going to film for it. So that's going to be super exciting. Yeah, lots of fun. So those are my work in progresses, not work in progresses. So that was what's on my needles and what's on my bobbin, which is a fun new segment, I guess. So I actually have 2 finished objects. Not my socks, not the best boot socks ever. I kind of put those on the back burner because it's tax prep season and I am also still a student, so I have reports to write, and I have the one sock done. I just have to write up the pattern and knit the other sock. So that's fine. That will take me not any time at all. I banged out a carbeth. So I cast on the 2nd of March and I finished it that next Thursday. So it took me 6 days. It was awesome. I held 2 strands of our Yorkshire Medley yarn together. Let me go grab it. So this is my carbeth. It's really a really fabulous pattern. So it's 2 strands of Yorkshire Medley in the Malton colorway held together. I love the detailing here. That's fabulous. It was a lot of fun to knit. It's incredibly quick. I kind of took a risk on the ease, and I'm glad that I didn't do any larger. I just think it fits me quite smart. I did make some modifications in the fact that I went to 12 inches for size 1 instead of the recommended 7.5 for the body. Much too small, like in terms of like that. Like I don't like majorly cropped things, so this is nice because it sits right up, like right where my jeans start. So it's got a good, it's like cropped, not cropped. It was like one of those nice in-betweeners. The roll neck's really nice. I didn't think I would like them, but I wore it to teach on Saturday, and it was lots of fun. So yeah, I'm super excited. So this is actually staying in the shop. This isn't coming home with me. If you want to come visit it, stop by and visit it. The 2 strands of Yorkshire Medley held together are absolutely fabulous. Once again, stash busting. This was like odd lots that we didn't quite have a full dye lot of, or like we figured out that one skein was a bit longer than all the rest, or a bit shorter, so like we couldn't sell it. It was kind of hodgepodge skeins thrown together from like the ends of the cones, and so that was nice because I got rid of 6 skeins of yarn from my stash. I have like 1 that's not wound left over that I'm thinking of breaking into mini skeins. But yeah, so come visit this in the shop. It will be right as you walk in the door on our old vintage mannequin. Super fun. It feels really, really lovely. My mom and I were actually kind of like going, ooh, a chunky Yorkshire Medley would be really, really lovely. But at the same time, I think just holding 2 strands together is going to give you the same effect. I did knit this on size 9s. That's what my gauge told me to do. 10.5 was the recommended, but I guess I have a very loose gauge, or Kate Davies knits incredibly tight, either or. But very excited. Come see it. Come give it a pet. It's really, really lovely. I'm quite chuffed with it. So, and then my second finished object is my Rove cowl. I finished it. It's lovely. I absolutely adore it. It's quite fun. Got another shawl on, but I know this looks crazy, but I'm so excited. The half thing is awesome. The twist. I'm really pleased with the color choice. The yellow, really, really toned down combined with our River Esk. So it ended up taking the 1 skein of the yellow, and I still have some left over, and then 2, it really didn't take all 2 of the River Esk, but you definitely couldn't get away with doing it with 1. Like I joined somewhere within like the last like 3 inches. So yeah, lots of fun. You can't totally see unless I point out where I joined my circles. So Annie doesn't have you do a Kitchener stitch for this, she just has you do a mattress stitch, which is fine. I had a lot of fun figuring that out. You just want to make sure that your gauge is all sorted. But yeah, lots of fun, really pretty. I'm super stoked. Also at the shop, because this is the season where I'm banging out samples for Maryland sheep and wool. So come visit it at the shop, give it a squeeze. This was knit on size 7s, and it was River Esk as the dark color, and then Rothwell Gold as the main, which is our very bright yellow. So really, 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 really pleased. If you don't have a chance to come to our store before Maryland, pop by and squeeze it at the Maryland Sheep and Wool booth as well. I'm more than happy to figure out color combinations with you. So that is my second finished object, and that's my finished objects for the month and a half that I haven't had an episode out. So pretty good. I think that, you know, a sweater and a half and then a cowl is really, you know, really great for finished objects, since I'm kind of counting my sea pullover in there. So, recent happenings at the shop in the flying fibers world. Firstly, I just want to point out that I am wearing the, I'm wearing it backwards, I didn't even realize, the Celtic Myths shawl. We are teaching a class as part of our intermediate cable class. It's absolutely beautiful. It's knit with 2.5, so 3 skeins of Sheep Shop DK, but it would also look stunning in Yorkshire Medley or the Arbor. Just look at that. It's absolutely, that cable is gorgeous. So we are teaching that March 17th, which is a Saturday. So if you're in the Lancaster area and you want to expand your knowledge on cables, feel free to sign up online. A registration link is going to be in the comments below. And then you're also more than welcome to pop by into the shop and sign up for the class as well. Very exciting. It's going to be a really lovely class. It's a really lovely pattern. Oopsie me for wearing it backwards for most of it, but the wrong side is just as beautiful as the right side, so that's really all that matters. Please excuse the tag, shop sample tag. It's a bit chilly in here, which is why I have a jumper and a shawl on. So but shop happenings. So we have the Celtic Myths shawl, and then we also just had Anne Weaver in for our Flying Weaver event. If any of you wanted to sign up for that event but missed it, we are bringing her back mid-September. Classes are to be announced just because we have to figure out what she's teaching other places first. We're not going to repeat, but we also don't want to repeat within that others event. But we're definitely kicking some ideas around. We're super excited. She was awesome. She pulled like a crazy long day, and she was still energetic by the time she left at like 7:30 to go back home. So she's awesome. We're so excited. We had so many rave reviews about her teaching, and if you've taken any of her classes at other yarn shops or at Knitters Day Out, which is where we had initially met Anne, you know that she's like the best. So we're so excited to have her coming back. Tentatively, I believe September 15th. It's like the 2nd or 3rd weekend in September, but we don't know what she's teaching yet. So stay tuned and keep watching for that information. So that will be lots of fun. Jerry and I are also going to be giving a lecture and holding a trunk show at the Fabulous Fibers event in Schuylkill Haven, Pennsylvania at the Walk-In Art Center. We met Lorraine and her sister at Vogue Knitting Live in New York City, and she was like, hey, you're from Pennsylvania. I'm holding this event. So there's still time to sign up. They're bringing in 4 different fiber people. So we are the sheep, and then they have a person for mohair, which comes from Angora goats, alpacas, and then plant-based fibers. And then you can sample, you get yarn so far from all 4 of those people, and then we will be giving lectures, and then we'll be having trunk shows. So that stretches over the weekends of March 17th and March 24th. Jerry and I will be there March 24th, so mark your calendars. Unfortunately, we will not have our new batches of flock yarn for that event, but we will be picking our flock yarn up in like the next few weeks. We're looking at early April, and so I haven't decided if I do like a small batch sneak peek release, or if I just wait and make you wait for Maryland Sheep and Wool to pick it up. So I'm kind of deciding on that. We'll see how much we get in. We took a ton of fiber over to our mill, so I'm excited to pick that up, and I will probably be doing a vloggy type segment about that in the next episode or 2, or just like by a standalone video. I'm having lots of fun filming these, so yeah, so watch for that. That's going to be super fun, and then I can take you through like the washing and labeling and scanning process as well. So it's kind of like the behind the scenes from sheep to skein. Next up in shop happenings, I just wanted to give everybody a heads up that we released the 2 colors, River Esk and Thornton, for Rhinebeck last fall. The Thornton you would have picked up at Rhinebeck would look like this. It's a bit brighter. It's still a really lovely color. I mean, I'm quite pleased with it, but we found that it was going to be a bit too similar to Grouse, which is our other orange that we released summer of 2016 within like the first 4 months of releasing Medley. So now this is the new Thornton. So we only have like 5 skeins of old Thornton left. If you would like old Thornton, if you're placing an online order, there is a section to add comments to your order, and I will add it into the Yorkshire Medley page. If you get Thornton and you would like this brighter color, please put that you want lot 1 of Thornton. Like I said, we only have a limited amount. Once it's gone, it's gone. This is the new Thornton. It's a little bit more muted. It's got more color variation throughout. So that's just a heads up. I tell you this because we are so excited. Let me put down my skeins quickly. Hold on. Because we're having a sweater designed in Yorkshire Medley. Yes, we are so excited. So we are working with Rachel Brockman of Rach Brock Knits. She's a knitwear designer based out of North Carolina. She is designing a sweater out of our yarn. We are so excited. So I tell you this because Rachel and Flying Fibers are hosting a Gretna jumper knit along. So we decided to call this beautiful sweater that she's designed the Gretna jumper because she actually is from this area originally. So Mount Gretna is an area that's kind of between where Flying Fibers currently is and where Rachel grew up. And also Gretna is a place in Scotland as well, so that kind of helps bring in the UK based stuff. But we are so excited. It's beautiful, it's textured, it's just glorious. Her sample will be knit up in River Esk, and so I tell you about Thornton lot 1 versus lot 2 because if you are working on a size that uses like 5 or 6 skeins of Medley for your jumper and you want lot 1, you need to tell me, otherwise I will be sending you lot 2, which is totally okay. The knit along will be running from March 20th, which is very soon, to May 31st, end of May. That will give you time to get it done. It will also give you time to then enjoy it for the few chilly evenings that we are having in June. It is going to be the coziest, your most favorite sweater, and we are so excited because we have seen photos. We have like 10 to 11 testers right now, and they are doing so fabulous. I love seeing all the photos that they're posting. So yeah, super exciting. We're so stoked. So watch for more information about that popping up onto our Instagram. Jerry and I are just stoked. This pattern is like everything we wanted Yorkshire Medley to show off and more. So we're so happy to be working with Rachel. She's just a fabulous girl overall. Check out some of her other patterns. I will link to her Revelry page. She's got some stuff that was published in Pom Pom. She works for Universal, so she's got a lot of stuff published through them. She's got some really fabs designs. March 20th, watch that. That will be the pattern release date, and then also the start of our knit along. So okay, fiber friends, thanks so much for following along with episode 2 of Stories with a Shepherdess. I will be filming in the next few weeks because we've got our flock yarn pickup, and I'm going to try to keep them once a month. Life just got in the way. Doesn't that always happen? But thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Hey everyone, thanks so much for following along with our video podcast Stories with the Shepherdess. If you would like to stay updated, you can follow us on Instagram at Flying Fibers, or you can follow either of our Facebooks, Flying Fibers for our yarn shop in Landisville, Pennsylvania, or Flying Fibers Flock to keep updated with happenings on the farm. Thanks so much!